Hazard Miner is a card game centered around mining through 3 different mineshafts and collecting minerals while avoiding dangerous hazards. The game has you playing as a coal miner, trying to mine through a hazardous mine, chasing the title of Hazard Miner. It can be played with 1 to 4 players, both solo and multiplayer. Meant for ages 12 and up and about 30 minutes of playtime. However, that time will shorten the better you know the game. The game consists of 80 minerals of 4 colors each. These minerals are used to keep track of the score throughout the game. There are 54 cards in the game, 13 resource cards, 16 hazard cards, 16 equipment cards, and 9 worker cards. There are also 21 mini cards used for the board setup. These mini cards do not have to be used, but are helpful in initial playthroughs. The box also contains a set of rules. Mini cards have 4 different styles: yellow, used for mineshaft 1, orange, used for mineshaft 2, red, used for mineshaft 3, and collect cards, used for the collect slots. The board consists of 3 mineshafts, with 5 cards per mine. These are referred to as mineshaft slots, and 2 collect cards per mine. These are referred to as collect slots. You should have 2 sets of minerals throughout the game, one for the central pile of minerals, and another for the minerals you have collected so far. To start the game, each player gets 4 starting cards. If there are any hazard cards, you'll place those on the next available mineshaft slot, starting from left to right, then top to bottom. The objective is to come out of the mines with the most minerals. If you want, you can rank yourself against the other miners' scores here in the rules. All minerals left on the board are collected at the end of the game. The game can end in 2 ways: if all 6 collect slots are full, or if there are no available slots to place a card in the mineshaft. The main play of the game consists of taking one action after another in any order. The first action is drawing a card. This draw may not cause your hand to exceed 4 cards. If a hazard is drawn, immediately place it in a mineshaft slot. If the deck is exhausted, you will shuffle the discard pile and use that as the new deck. The second action is placing a card. To place a card, you stick it in the next available mineshaft slot on top of the mini mineshaft cards. You then add its mineral amount on top of the card, after which you take its action. Cards cannot be played in a completed mineshaft. Completed, meaning it has been collected from 2 times. However, cards can still move in and out of completed mineshafts. The third action is collecting. To collect, place a card in the next available collect slot. You will not take this card's action or add any minerals to this card. Other card actions do not interact with these cards unless stated otherwise. You will then collect all minerals from the corresponding mineshaft. Move these minerals off the cards and into a separate collect pile to be scored at the end of the game. The collected minerals can never be lost in any way. The cards consist of 4 types, signaled by their border color: gray for workers, red for hazards, brown for equipment, and gold for resources. When looking at a card, there are 3 main components. The first is the mineral amount. You will add this amount of minerals on top of the card after the card is placed. If you run out of minerals, no more minerals are added until you get more from the cards being destroyed. The second main part is the actions. Actions happen immediately after placing a card. Gold actions happen the first time the card is placed, and after every new card is placed. Any actions that occur from multiple cards will happen from left to right, then top to bottom. The third important part is the preferred mineshaft. If the card is placed on this mineshaft level, the amount will be doubled, and the action will be taken 2 times. When a card is destroyed, discard the card and return its minerals. Destroyed cards leave empty spaces behind. Cards do not shift over to fill these spaces. Cards that move below mineshaft 3 or above mineshaft 1 are destroyed. When a card moves, it will jump over other cards to the next available mineshaft slot. If there is no available slot, the card does not move. When moving left in the first slot in a mineshaft, the card will move up to the end of the previous mineshaft, and moving right in the last slot of a mineshaft, the card will move down to the start of the next mineshaft. To set up for multiple players, you must first assign the minerals. For 3 to 4 players, assign 1 mineral color to each player. For 2 players, assign 2 colors to each player. There are 2 main objectives in multiplayer mode. The first is to collect 20 minerals as a group by the end of the game. If this amount is not met, the game is lost for everyone. The second objective is to get the highest amount of minerals. The player with the highest amount wins the game. The play changes slightly. Each player's turn now consists of conducting the drawing action and then taking up to 2 actions in any order. Actions consisting of placing or collecting. If you run out of minerals, your goal is to end the game as fast as possible, keeping other players from gaining more minerals. Ownership of minerals is an essential part of playing with multiple players. Minerals go to the person who caused those minerals to happen. As an example, if you place a card, your minerals are added to that card. The +5 minerals from a TNT card destroying another card would go to the person who placed the TNT card. Most importantly, your minerals are yours. They never change ownership, even if they are moved or duplicated. If someone collects, minerals go to the person who owns that mineral color. During a tiebreaker, each player involved will show their entire hand. The player with the highest total mineral amount on those cards wins the tiebreaker. If there is still a tie, all players involved will draw a new card and add it to their revealed hand, adding this card's mineral amount. This continues until there is a winner. If a player draws a hazard during this, that player loses the tiebreaker. And that is how you play Hazard Miner.